Okay, so this is my twin sister Brenda. Y'all have met her before in some garden tours, so at least one video she's been in there with us. So tell us about the cutting board that you saw a month or so ago.
So I was so I sent Glenn a picture this was back in December, so it's been about 6 weeks ago. And I stopped to go into an antique shop that I go to every time I go by.
She loves antique malls.
So I found this cutting board, which I sent her a picture of. It was hilarious because it wasn't a cutting board. It was a sliding board. And for people who don't know what that is, it's used a lot with people, maybe paralyzed people or people who are just too weak to stand up. It bridges the gap to get from a wheelchair in the bed, one chair to another chair. It just bridges the gap, and you just slide on it with your hiney.
Yeah.
So it's not really something that you want to be putting, I don't know, fresh fruit or meats and cheeses on.
But now you saw your friend shared it in Washington State.
I did. A friend, so Glenn and I laughed about it 6 weeks ago, but then a friend of mine shared it on Facebook earlier this week, and it apparently had gone viral. She was sharing it, laughing at it, and I was like, I've seen that picture. So I pulled up my camera roll, and it was the exact same cutting board. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is my world.
So Brittany, one of our coworkers, shared the same picture on her Facebook wall yesterday. Was it the same one that you saw last week?
Yeah, yeah.
Now, it wasn't the picture that Brenda made, but it was the same cutting board. So, so Brenda said, I saw that last month or whenever it was when I was up in there. I know where that is. So, and Brenda said, Glenda's going up there in that area today so she can go get it. So they were like, yes, please go get that cutting board / sliding board. So this is how it all went down today. Today I'm going to take a break and go on a scavenger hunt. My twin sister ran into this antique mall last month, and she sent me a picture of a cutting board. So she's also a physical therapist too. So, but she sent me a picture of this cutting board, marketed as a cutting board, but it's not a cutting board, it's a sliding board. So anybody in healthcare knows that a sliding board is not something you want to be cutting your vegetables on, or your meat for that matter, although it might have had some meat on it. So I'm fixing to go into this little antique mall and see if the sliding board's in here. So I really hope it's in there. I need a sliding board, I really do. At work, I think I gave mine to a patient and I didn't get it back, but I don't need a cutting board that's had people sliding on it. So we're fixing to run into this little antique mall and see if, gonna go on a scavenger hunt and see if it's in there. So let's wish me luck. Okay, now I'm in the antique store. Brendan was having to FaceTime me and tell me which direction to go. So let's go see if this sliding board, cutting board is in here. Oh my goodness. It's still here. I think it's been marked down. I don't know if that's 1950 or 1250, but I'm gonna put some gloves on before I get it though. Look at it. Oh my gosh, look at that. It's not a cutting board. It's a sliding board. It's still there. I got me a cutting board. I got it for $10. It was $10. I think it's $12.50 on the label, but she only charged me $10. So I went up there with my gloves on. I said, do you want to hear something funny? And she said, sure. And I told her, this is not a cutting board. We use this in healthcare for people to sit on and slide from the bed to the wheelchair. So I'm disinfecting it, y'all. I couldn't bring it in my car without disinfecting it. So she didn't think it was nearly as funny as I did. And honestly, I said, you got to tell the vendor that this is not a cutting board, and that her cutting board's gone viral. She said, I don't think I want to tell her that. That might hurt her feelings. I said, it's hilarious, lady. She needs to know. The cutting board, sliding board has gone viral. So look at that. That's not. Ugh. All right, let me get another one. Another wipe, so. Now this is freaking hilarious. And I also told the lady checking me out, I said, if you use this for a cutting board, it'll kind of be the same thing as cutting your vegetables up on your toilet seat. Oh, goodness gracious. I got to stay out of the antique stores. Oh, goodness gracious. Brenda, you got to stay out of the antique stores, sister. All right, y'all. So much for the scavenger hunt.
Here you've been shopping.
It was weird. You don't give directions very well. I had to look for a little while. Or maybe I don't follow directions very well, but it was still there.
Yep.
So, the lady working at the antique mall did not really find my story very funny, but you need to stay out of the antique malls. They had some great things, but it was 25% off in the booth. So
it had been there a while.
yeah, I got it for $10. Is that not hilarious? Oh my gosh.
Look at that. That's a nice cutting board right there.
I already washed it off, so
Okay.
I cleaned it off. I sanitized it, so.
All right.
Isn't that hilarious? I can't believe your friend in Washington State had that on her Facebook wall.
I don't know where she got it. I'm going to have to send her a picture.
I can't believe
Right.
that she sent me a picture of it a month ago.
All right, let's go in. It's cold.
Okay, Brenda, show us how the sliding board works.
Okay. So I don't have a wheelchair, but if I did, we would be transferring from a wheelchair. So sliding board. This is to put your hand in because you just kind of shift and wedge it up under
the booty.
the booty, like so.
Oh my gosh.
And you just scoot. Well, my chair's tipping, but you just kind of slide like that. And then you pull it out from under you.
So what would you do if you went to a friend's house and they had that as a charcuterie board or a cheese platter or something?
I would throw up in my mouth.
Would you tell them? Would you tell them, or would you just pass on eating it? If they were a good friend, I'd tell them.
I tell them no matter what.
You would tell them?
I tell them.
Even if they were just an acquaintance?
Yeah.
You would?
So it's harder to go back up hill. You got to have stronger arms.
Your chair may tip out.
My chair's too tall. Ugh, never mind. The struggles are real. So,
You're going to fall.
the sliding board troubles.
You must not, you would not be a good rehab therapist. I'm going to tell you. No.
I'm stuck. I can't get up.
Maybe if you had a cutting board, you could get up.